You know, we often say here on the show about how things are not reported, particularly in the mainstream media. Have you noticed that you have to source the news that you want to find? Many people, and I am very grateful of that, tune into this channel on a regular basis for that sort of news. I like to cover the sort of things that clearly the mainstream media decide to whitewash over for whatever reason from their part. It's interesting, isn't it? Because they all have a political slant, you know, party that they really want to get into power. So basically, if they say some headline grabbing things, then seriously, you're going to believe that channel. I think those days are well and truly over, don't you? But what's interesting is 2 nights ago in London, these riots happened, literally in South London, Southall in fact. Now this place used to be known as a wonderful, quiet, tranquil place to live in London. So much so, they were very famous for having their own studios there, which made a lot of the movies that we've been sharing here on our channel, Merton Park Studios. Interesting to note though that even the local BBC news service decided not to show these riots. It quickly escalated at the end of a celebration for Eid Ramadan. Of course, you know, it literally had youths and feral people throwing rubbish, bricks, all sorts of things at the Metropolitan Police. So you cast your mind over and think, okay, let's see if they've reported it on their social media pages. Absolutely nothing. In fact, the only thing the Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, posted was about a meeting all about inclusivity and stuff like that. No mention, of course, about dealing with the escalating crime here in the very heart of London. This coming weekend, they actually have their Eid celebration in the very heart of London, the epicentre, Trafalgar Square, for one day between 12, I believe, and 6. Now it's interesting here because, of course, you could say the reason why they decided not to publicise or indeed report this particular ill-suited event out in South or West London was not to put people off coming to this central event. But again, it's interesting to note there was only one major news channel over here that reported this situation, GB News. Nothing on the main broadcast of the BBC, nothing on the commercial channels ITV or indeed Channel 4. Why could that be? Well, according to a very well-placed source, they don't want to deter people coming to the huge event in Trafalgar Square this weekend. And I can understand that. I have a lot of friends from all faiths and some would have been possibly wanting to go to that particular event. But these horrific scenes in the very heart of West London have now put them off. They're concerned about crime, about bringing their children, of course, family events. You can understand it itself. But it's amazing to think, isn't it, that we truly live in a society that can black out news for whatever reason. And one can only assume, of course, that this event put together by the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, is one of those reasons. So if not, why did the local BBC News, the local radio, and other than a one major newscaster decide to highlight this terrible fracas against our British way of life, and more importantly, the Metropolitan Police? I'm sure you find it as fascinating as I do, and I truly would love to know your comments. My advice, if you are coming to London for this particular event at the weekend, I would try and make sure you arrive early and perhaps leave early so that at least you can be some kind of safe place, you know what I mean? Because I've been told that a similar situation could easily develop and engulf said event this coming weekend. But of course, you'll probably never see, read, or indeed witness it on any of the mainstream media. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.